This is Craven Van Candy. Like and subscribe. Don't keep us waiting. Drop a line. We're dying to hear from you. Welcome, boys and ghouls. Tonight we're peeling back the rotting curtain on the darkest, bloodiest, and most twisted tales ever told on HBO's Tales from the Crypt. These are the episodes that define horror television. Shocking, stylish, and gleefully gruesome. So grab your shovels and let's dig into the scariest tales ever to crawl out of the Crypt Keeper's coffin. These are the 20 greatest episodes of Tales from the Crypt, ranked. Part 1, episodes 20 to 14. At number 20, Creep Course, Season 5, Episode 14. In this Egyptian-themed nightmare, Anthony Michael Hall stars as Reggie, a cocky college jock who thinks he can charm his way through Professor Finley's ancient history class, until his girlfriend, played by Nina Shamasco, gets caught in the crossfire. The eccentric professor, portrayed with gleeful menace by Jeffrey Jones, has a secret obsession with immortality and the mummified rituals of old. What begins as an academic power struggle turns into a tomb of horrors, dusty catacombs beneath the campus, human sacrifice, and a resurrection scene straight out of a Universal monster flick. This one ends with a very darkly funny twist. A perfect example of Tales from the Crypt's late season ambition. Over-the-top set design, a great cast of 80s and 90s familiar faces, and that trademark moral punch where curiosity and arrogance meet the ancient god's idea of extra credit. Number 19, Strung Along, Season 4, Episode 12. In one of the show's most quietly tragic stories, Donald O'Connor, best known for singing In the Rain, delivers a haunting late-career performance as Joseph Renfield, an aging puppeteer whose best days are long gone. Living with his much younger wife, Ellen, played by Patricia Charbonneau, Joseph spends his days reminiscing about his old ventriloquist act, Coco the Clown, a grotesque puppet that once made him a star. When a young TV producer tempts him with the idea of a revival, old wounds open fast. Jealousy, resentment, and paranoia twist the couple's relationship into something ugly. But this is Tales from the Crypt, and manipulation comes with a supernatural price. Things get even more tense when a young protege, played by Zach Galligan, best known for Gremlins, decides to lend his hand to the legendary puppeteer's comeback. Tragic, haunting, with blood-drenched marionette-inspired madness. Strung Along isn't about monsters or gore. It's about aging, obsession, and betrayal. And by the time the final twist lands, it feels like a ghost story told through performance and regret. A puppet string slowly snapping one by one. The sick and twisted final scene is an image burned into my psyche, and one of the most unforgettable of the series. And number 18, Came the Dawn, Season 5, Episode 11. Brooke Shields stars in this moody noir-inspired episode about seduction, secrets, and fatal misdirection. She plays Jacy, a mysterious hitchhiker picked up by a reclusive man named Roger, portrayed by Perry King. A storm traps him inside his remote cabin. The tension builds. Roger's charm gives way to obsession, and Jacy's story begins to unravel piece by piece. What makes Came the Dawn so special is its tone. It's a slick cinematic mix of body heat and Alfred Hitchcock Presents. It oozes that early 90s erotic thriller energy, but twists into something far nastier. Because, of course, this is Tales from the Crypt. The cinematography drips with atmosphere, candlelight, thunder, and long paranoid shadows. and the ending flips everything you know about predator and prey. It's Tales from the Crypt at its most adult, stylish, cruel, and morally inverted. Brooke Shields gives one of her best TV performances here, understated, mysterious, and commanding, as the episode's final reveal turns the story into a wicked commentary on control, projection, and the monsters we create when desire curdles into fear. At number 17, Morning Mess, Season 4, Episode 10. Steven Weber stars as Dale Sweeney, a down-on-his-luck journalist who's lost his job, his reputation, and most of his dignity. When he starts investigating a string of bizarre murders among the homeless, he thinks he's found his comeback story. But what he actually finds is something buried far deeper. His investigation leads him to a charity group called the Grateful, Homeless, Outcast, and Unwanted Layaway Society. That's quite the mouthful, no pun intended. Run by the strangely serene Rita Wilson, their mission sounds noble, but like all things in Tales from the Crypt, good intentions rot fast. What follows is part urban horror, part social satire, a cynical glimpse at how society buries its guilt, literally. When the truth about the outreach program is revealed, it's both gruesome and poetic, a feeding ground for the moral corruption that the show thrived on, gory, ironic, and steeped in Reagan-era paranoia. Morning Mess feels like Night of the Living Dead, by way of tabloid journalism, where the real monsters are the ones underground. At number 16, Three's a Crowd, Season 2, Episode 5. This is Tales from the Crypt, stripped of humor and played like a psychological thriller. Gavin O'Harley stars as Richard, a man consumed by jealousy, as he watches his wife and their wealthy friend plan a surprise getaway. But in the claustrophobic confines of their lakeside cabin, suspicion festers, and love quickly turns to madness. The episode builds slowly, almost unbearably, until it snaps in a violent act that still shocks decades later. There's no wink to the camera, just raw human ugliness, and by the time the truth is revealed, the tragedy is total. Three's a Crowd is about the corrosive power of insecurity, how paranoia can turn ordinary people into monsters. It's one of the rare Crypt stories that doesn't rely on supernatural justice. The horror here comes from the choices we can't undo, and the guilt that festers long after the blood dries. This has been Craven Band Candy. Thanks for joining me, but hey, don't put those shovels away just yet, because yours truly is going to take the Crypt Keeper by the decrepit scruff of his neck and shake 15 more episodes out of him. So stay tuned for Part 2, Episodes 15 to 11. Till next time.